Come on, guys, prove to me you're not a girl named Carol. Where are you, Snow? You okay?
I can't, Ed. My heart, it's never been any good. Just give me a break.
All right, I'm gonna go get your mom.
You know, Carol, when we moved to Dallas 7 years ago, who would have thought that we'd be right in the middle of the Texas Fairgrounds, right in the middle of the Texas Centennial? What did you boys get from your visit there today?
I really like that Ford exhibit.
Yeah, the new Model 48 Ford convertible can go 80 miles per hour.
And that Model B Woody looks like it's made out of pine.
Well, you know, the boys, I've been reading in the paper, you know, Ford's, he's employing like 12,000 people throughout the state. He's got dealerships, distributorships, factories. I mean, this out-of-state corporation is just kind of like taking over our state.
One, be reasonable. Think about it.
Yeah.
12,000 families get to have decent meals, just like we do. Big house of Ford.
Yeah, well, what did you boys think about the mechanical man?
It's like an alien from Mars. They said the only thing it can't do is vote the Republican ticket.
You know, Carol, I bet you could make something like that someday. I bet you could become an engineer.
Carol, I know you could. Well, we should learn to work a bit more carefully and thoroughly.
I don't have the time to be careful and thorough.
You know what they say? Slow and steady wins the race.
That's a joke. How can you win the race if you're a slow poker?
One, your circus, your monkey.
Yeah. Carol, you've had too many excuses for not attending church.
Dad, I'm busy. I'm trying to get into that tech college like you want, and besides, I got a lot else going on. I promised the Wilkins dad I'd help him with his car.
Except that today is a special day. It's your mother's birthday. And as it is a Sunday, you don't have anything special going on. I know you don't have to be anywhere, so you're going to come with us.
Why?
Well, to learn to be good, that's why. Well, it is a gorgeous day.
Gorgeous day to have my son with me at church.
Well, Mom, it's neat to be with you on your special day and all, but couldn't we be doing something else? I mean, I already know the rules of religion pretty well.
Carol, it's not just what we do, it's what we believe that counts. Leave the door. Carol, as your namesake, the Reverend James Melton Carroll used to say, there is no bread that preserves us better than the Bible. As we believe, we are saved.
Well, I just don't feel very saved going to church, just bored out of my mind.
Lauren, your circus, your money. You better be at my side with the last amen.
Say, isn't that the boy who never comes? Maybe he'll need help finding the hymn numbers or something.
No, I'll need help staying awake. Dad, I've got something to show you.
All right. Mr. Shelby, we're pleased to inform you that Oh, this is gonna be expensive. It's gonna be so wonderful. Georgia Polytechnic, congratulations, son. I bet our son is gonna become an engineer.
Congratulations, Carol. I'm so proud of you. You're the first to go to college.
Gene, come here. Well, goodbye Georgia Polytechnic. The war, being in the Air Force, it's going to be an even better school for me.
What about us?
The Japs ain't going to stop us from getting hitched. While we're kicking the hell out of them, I'll find a time to come back.
Look, my mom all of a sudden doesn't seem to think that it's a good idea. When you mentioned that you were a Capricorn and started talking like your destiny was in the stars, I think she got a little queasy.
Well, I think I do have a special destiny. Machines and Motors going to win this war, and they're part of the future, too.
Of course, you might end up dead.
Come on, Gene, you've heard of parachutes, haven't you? Besides, I'll be driving one of those P-40s that can cruise at over 300 miles per hour. I'm not afraid at all. I'm different from all those other guys, Gene. Trust me.
How can I trust you?
It's because I'm going to be thinking about you all the time. I'll write you. I'll be killing Japs for your sake.
So you're going to write me a lot?
Every chance I get.
But what if you're wounded or lost or...
Look, I'll pray. I'll pray for your sake. Maybe God will let you know how I'm feeling.
You mean you'll pray for my sake?
I'd do anything for you, Gene.
Your parents are coming over tomorrow night. Sharon Ann still isn't feeling well. I still have to get groceries, and you were shoveling your dead chickens into the dumpster.
Well, how am I to blame for this damn liverneck disease? I did so little last year.
Maybe you should start facing the fact that not all of your stars are in alignment. Look, I'm glad you taught all of those pilots how to fly during the war so we wouldn't have to speak Japanese. I'm glad that you gave to your country and you worked so hard. But my parents have sunk a lot of money into your ideas, your dump truck business, and now this. I think the big problem between us is that you're a little too proud of yourself. You think you can get rich real quick and you're wrong.
I was right last year.
Maybe if you prayed more and came to church more, God would help you succeed.
Why don't you just pray for me more, Miss Goody Two Shoes? You should definitely be answering your prayers.
So you were the first one to lend Shelby a racing car.
Yeah, he and I have been buddies since we went to Woodrow Wilson High School together. We went to a bunch of dirt tracks. Eventually, I got my hands on a flathead Ford V8. And custom crankshaft. And you know how Shelby is. As soon as he saw that thing, he asked to test drive it. Eventually, I let him take it home with him, and he didn't want to stop working on it, even in the middle of the night. Wife woke up multiple times right at that monster. When his first ever racing that thing, though. He's loyal, but he's expensive. But he's also doing all sorts of crap that I don't approve of, like bumper to bumper, never giving him an inch, none of that.
Yeah, well the guy who can afford a car is a real thumb. I remember what he did to your car, Fred. The Cadillac engine J2 Allard.
Yeah, at first he was ditch the thing, and then I saw it after the race. The bumper had more wrinkles than my old lady bike, so.
Because he's always nosy. He's never gonna an inch, always playing that slipstream, like I said.
Yeah, well, it would sure be nice to have him on our team. After that last race at Cattle Mill, he sure spent a long time charming up that new guy. What's his name?
Cherry Home.
Yeah, Roy Cherryhome. Yeah, I bet he could afford anything he wants. I think he just needs a new driver to anoint his fancy little car.
New driver, you don't think that Shell would
Jump ship. The price is right, anybody would.
You know, Fred, I think inviting Shelby and Cherry Holmes for a couple beers is a bad idea.
Well, look, we're all gentlemen. We gotta see how people stand. And if Shelby sold himself to the devil, then so be it. Hey, maybe we can even get Roy on our side.
You know what they both have in common? They're both farmers.
Well, yeah, but Roy is standing on a pile of oil in Jacksboro, and Shelby's staying on a pile of dead chickens. If we can get Roy on our side, then sober Shelby up a little bit, we could be hitting Daytona and Sebring with a J2X, representing the Big D. Think about that.
Hey, I brought the man who's going to be bringing us the German imports.
Well, all right. Come on inside.
You know, I thought that'd be Porsche, but yeah, that'll do.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You know, I'm glad to have you, Roy. Shelley's been telling me about all the new adventures you've come up. You've been building up quite a stable, huh?
Yep, they're all becoming obsolete, except my highly modified J2X Alley. And now, with Shelby driving, well, you already know.
Well, you know, we were thinking if we could come up with some sort of Pride of Dallas deal, and we were saying maybe you could, like...
No. I've got the #1 crate, and I've got the #1 driver. You are going to have to fend for yourselves.
You know, Roy, Fred's the president of the Texas chapter of the Sports Car Club of America. He's got associations all over. If y'all combine assets, y'all can make the best team in the United States.
Maybe, but it's my money.
Shelby, I can't believe you're just gonna abandon someone who brought you from the start, helped you from the start.
Look, I'm not abandoning anybody. Right now, Roy's got the fastest race car in all of Texas, and unlike you all, he's not gonna let me go full throttle. Roy wants to win.
Carol, I knew we should have trusted him.
What are you trying to say, Fred?
You know what I'm trying to say.
Hey, guys, break it up. You know, since we're in the kitchen, come take a look at Fred's new dishwasher.
Wow, quite the impressive machine, Fred.
Machine. And what do you do again?
Well, you know, I pretty much have everything I need, so I don't work for a living, but I would appreciate it if you get your off my dishwasher.
So what, is this like one of your rattle trap cars that are 1 inch?
Unlike my cars, I don't know what this is made out of, so I'd appreciate you get off before you break my dishwasher, you
Hey, look. Don't you have any manners? Don't you know who you're talking to?
Oh, right now I'm talking to Judas. That's what I'm talking to.
No, hey, break it up, guys. Break it up, Bill. Shelby, grab the beer. And you know what, Fred? It's too bad that when Daytona comes around, it's gonna be us, Jacksboro, being the top date.
Well, we've had enough heat and dirt for one night. Did your big silver trophy come with any money in it?
No, but as you know, every time I feature a new trophy at the bar, the more and more racers come to associate it as the place to go.
Aren't you coming to bed yet?
Come on, Jeannie, you should know what it's like to race. My mind's still going at 200 miles per hour.
You know, when Satan tempted Jesus, he basically challenged him to perform a number of stunts, like falling off of a mountain. Why are you always risking your life? For what?
Come on, Jean.
Look, I don't mind these cattle mill races that much, even though we do have to call a sitter, get home late, and then you don't even want to come to bed. But it's only trips to Florida that are bothering me, and now these invitations to Argentina and England. Our three need daddy's home sometime.
You don't know what it's like to go 7,000 RPMs. The tires begin to sing. The entire crowd looks at you as some kind of death-defying god. Even the goddamn wind is cheering you on. It's just, when everything clicks, the machine obeys, you're just hugging a wheel in a whirlwind.
You're so set on yourself.
Jeannie, it's not just me. At least we're not one of those commies in Russia. We live in a capitalist society where every job, every career is a race. That's what makes us good. With other jobs, the end of the story is unclear. Racing, it makes everything clear. There's always a winner. People see, and they know exactly what it takes to be a champion. Our society has got to do this. Jeannie, you've married a champion.
I'm going to bed.
Cole, you seen this?
Who wouldn't go for this one? What kind of... Oh, it's a Playboy, huh?
Yeah. They've been around since like 53. And Shelby has decided to start advertising in it.
Yeah, it's got some quality articles. I even heard it's aggressive in some ways. Like, change the culture.
Well, they take a guy like Shelby. Smart, super attractive, very personable, knows his way around an engine block like a bat in a cave. And then you take his wife, he's basically opposing everything he does. Bar, shop, everything.
Well, I think stuff like this is gonna come back and bite Shelby and his whole family in the ass.
Probably.
The Carrera Pan American races in northern Mexico of the early 1950s were widely regarded as some of the most dangerous sporting events of all time. An average of 5 people died in each race from 1951 to 1954. Carroll Shelby also took his turn at the 5-day race and was doing great until...
What happened? Did I get a concussion or something? Let's see, what was I doing? The Canara Pan American. Why can't I remember a damn thing about it? I need some water. Let's see. The Mercedes-Benz team in 52 hit a vulture that went through their windshield. Maybe that happened to me.
El paciente está bien, está despierto y bebe agua.
What did you say?
Bueno, buenos días. Es bueno verte.
Look, it's good to see you and all, and good to be alive, but I'm a racer. I gotta get out of here.
Tendrá que esperar unos días y asumo que quiere vivir.
Look, can you get me a dictionary or something? A dictionary? Señorita, agua, por favor.
Hay un vaso ahí.
Mi boca, mi boca. Yo te amo.
My, you sure are fast. But it's kind of funny. You don't know how to tell a girl you love her.
Right, so tell me about this, what should we call it, meaningful relationship you had with Hemingway.
Well, I was his girl for a while in Havana. He was a kook, really. He was into the authentic life that he couldn't keep his hands off of me or the bottle. I'm so glad that episode is over.
So tell me about this Pure Oil girl bit you got going on.
So Pure Oil is going to pay me 4 times what I'd make as the secretary. But what do I care about racing?
Right, so what they got you doing?
I'm going to give them a garland of orange petals and a bottle of champagne. And then I guess I have to kiss them or something. But you also have to keep in mind, these guys are basically wild jerks who risk their lives.
Going around in circles.
I know.
Yeah.
And then the organizers just want to cater to their egos so that they'll continue to do that.
Well, I know a way you could really attract all of them. Have you heard that new perfume? It's called New Car Interior.
Yeah.
I think you're ready, girl. Step back. Let me see if you're ready for that damn banquet. Looking good.
And now, for the winner of the Daytona 500, the man from Texas, Carroll Shelby.
Hello? Oh yeah, he's here.
Hello. All right. Let's get out here, sweetheart.
Well, I'm glad you sold a few sports cars with your new Maserati dealership, Carol. It might even help pay with some of your hospital bills. But can you tell me why you're not going to work today?
I just don't have the strength.
Was it the crash?
No, it's not that. It's my angina again. My chest is just strangling me and I can't move.
Well, at least you're home. Can I get you some water?
No, I don't want that.
But you're going to see the doctor, right?
I can't just see any doctor. Look, I'm trying to buy life insurance. That way it'll leave you and the kids better situated.
Well, who do you intend to see?
An old racing buddy of mine who happens to be a certified physician, Dr. Val Scroggy.
So good to see you, Carol.
Well, Dr. Val Scroggy, what do you know?
Well, congratulations. That was so much fun watching a fellow Texan win Daytona. I love racing, but I don't got the guts you do.
You may want my guts, but you certainly don't want my heart. It's been bugging me all my life. I just get these major chest pains and just can't do anything.
Understand the feeling, Carol. I have heart issues as well. What kind of foods have you been eating over the years?
Well, my family had a caretaker named Bertie Pearson. Everything she cooked was southern fried and delicious, and always covered in gravy. Jean has the same type of cooking, and it's my favorite fare.
Yeah, that southern frying pan was a way to preserve foods, really. Get on certain meat and vegetables to perk up. But I'm sure you heard the name Ansel Keys. His research is showing that these hotter than boiling water fats that transform meat are lingering or have been lingering in our blood. The stuff is known as cholesterol, and it clogs your veins. It's going to kill you, pal, if you don't watch it.
Look, I've had this angina stuff for as long as I can remember, and all my friends eat twice as much fried chicken, catfish, okra, and pickles than I do, and they're just fine. I don't see where we're going with this.
See, there are individual factors, genetic dispositions that we still don't quite understand. But the tests clearly show that your engine's got too much sludge in the tubes, pal.
Okay, so I cut out fats. What about the times when I just can't move?
Well, there are some sludges in Houston that are getting mighty adventurous.
If it's anything like an engine flush, my seals will probably end up leaking. Alright, look, I don't have the time or the money for any specialists. What do you do for your problem?
Well...
Come on, I know you gotta do something.
Okay, I'll tell you. And I'll appreciate it if you wouldn't tell others.
Won't tell a soul.
It's pills containing nitroglycerin, and I can give you all you need.
Oh, you mean the stuff they use to blow the doors off bank vaults?
Yeah, the same stuff, but of course, in smaller doses. Now I'm warning you, don't you even think about drinking and smoking with this stuff. But I'll clean your price up for a time.
Baby, I miss you so much. I'm beyond the point of being able to put it off. I'm coming ASAP.
You say that, and you said that. If I don't see you, our whole relationship is going to be off.
Shh, honey, we've got to keep it down. It's a good thing you're in California, because I can get you after finally going to sleep. Very soon. I love you more than anything. You've transformed my life. I just feel a new rush. I can't describe it. Yes, this weekend, 4 days, I'll be burning rubber to see you. I love you, sweetheart.
I'm glad our families could join up for this French vacation, and that Shelby could spring some tickets for Le Mans for his Dallas buddies.
Well, wife felt like she needed to play shepherd to my sheep yesterday at the Louvre, but I guess I learned something. What I'm really looking forward to is the big race. Watching Shelby whip all their tails, going to the beer tent, or maybe it'll be mine. Either way, going there, watching all those new Ferraris, French chicks, trust me, the Le Mans is going to be so much more beautiful than the Louvre.
Do you think Shelby can win?
Well, Phil Hill from California broke the American curse last year, but those damn Europeans, they keep it hard on us.
A 24-hour race has got to be about reliability. I have heard that Shelby's estimators are pretty top-notch 4 and 10. Between English engineering and Shelby's cowboy edginess, I would say we're gonna see a pretty good damn race.
What is this? What is that? Pain Purdue. Sounds nasty.
It's actually Palm Purdue. It's like French toast. But they start with stale bread. I think you'll like it.
Stale bread for 25 francs. What are they? Nuts?
You know, come to think of it, I wonder why more of Shelby's buddies aren't coming for this. Do you know whatever happened to Roy Cherry Holmes?
Oh, you didn't hear about that? It's a funny story. They were coming home from Argentina. The dock workers screwed up so bad. They dropped a damn boxcar on the thing. Roy was furious.
Well, can't say I'm too sorry about that.
Didn't hurt Shelby one bit either. He's always been good about getting rich backers. He's even got one in Aston up in England. Do you think they have pancakes?
Have to flee the scene. Press it to the limit. Life's getting too complex. Jean knows, she knows. How the hell does she? Just take it to the limit. What if I crash? I mean, I fixed my heart. I can fix my marriage. "10-degree slide, 10-degree slide." Whoa, you hunger Porsche, you son of a... Hot as hell in here. Heart tightening up. Need another pill. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Oh, poor little Frenchie. Might as well take an accordion to go deer hunting with one of those engines. Jane doesn't need to know anything more about Jan. I'll keep the whole thing under wraps. Time will heal. I'm gonna win. I'll make them both rich.
Congratulations to our friend. 150,000 skeptical Europeans watched as Ferraris fell like flies and Porsches perished before him. He crossed a checkered flag. Shelby, you're amazing.
Natural born speed of a runner and the passion of 1,000 suns. God bless Texas. Shell, if only your parents could have seen you now. To Shelby.
Shelby, what's wrong?
Boys, I'm exhausted. The dysentery I've suffered, the heat, I can't stay too much longer.
Say, where's your wife, Jean?
The wife's not too happy in my life these days. Racing is too complicated. But it was so good of you all to come to France for me. So thankful for your support, but I'm gonna have to find a bed to collapse in.
It's good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Cully.
Do you think he was actually sick, or do you think he's lovesick for a side chick?
Yes. Hi, is Mr. Shelby home yet?
He should be coming soon from the office. Why?
You know, it's kind of funny. You don't really look like his maid.
Who are you?
I'm Jean. I just happen to be Carol's wife.
You mean you've come all the way to California for this little surprise?
See, as we have 3 children and I found he was renting this place, I thought I'd clear things up.
Look, Carol and I are in love. We're moving to Mexico to get married. Didn't he tell you? I thought he had.
Well, liars can spin out all types of stories, but they don't have to be true. But I guess I know what's going to happen. He's going to Mexico to marry this.
At least you tried it up.
Okay, now who referred you to me?
Dr. Val Scroggy from Texas. He was a racing friend of mine. Also, being a Maserati dealer,
Oh yeah, my family being from Italy, I love me some Maseratis. Now, who exactly was this Dr. Scroggy from Texas?
He was a friend of mine.
And why did you leave him?
I didn't. He just died of a heart attack.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that. Now, was there any complications going on? Did he help you? What did he refer to you? What did he recommend you do?
He told me to eat less fatty foods, less fried stuff.
Okay, calm down. Okay, now were you following this diet, or how are you feeling about this diet?
Yeah, I got a new wife and a new fat-free diet. No more of that chicken fried steak business of Texas. I got a new health-conscious life here in Bel Air.
Now, did he specifically give you any special pills or any special therapies to go along with this new diet?
No.
Okay. Well, Mr. Shelby, your latest episode makes me convinced that if you continue to race, you're going to kill yourself. But don't worry, we have some special new surgeries going on, like the bypass, and along with that, we also have the percutaneous balloon angioplasty to go along with this. Now, this will get you up and running quick and fast. All you have to do is go down with the surgery. Now, you'll be out for a couple weeks, but it'll be for the better.
Well, Doc, I think I'd first like to try a new occupation and a new diet.
Well, I'd like you to consider that your left coronary artery is over 50% obstructed now. If we went through with the bypass, you'd be out for a couple weeks, but you'd be going stronger than ever.
Doc, I'm a very busy man, so I'd like to first try the new job and a new diet.
Okay. Sign right there. Mr. Shelby, I want you to understand this one last time. This goes against my better judgment to let you leave this room and not go through with the surgery. But I'm going to recommend you this piece of advice. That if you leave this room right now, in the near future, you're going to need a bypass. But if that's what you want, it's up to the patient's prescription.
So you're selling the Maserati dealership here in Dallas and moving to California?
Yeah, it's not just that the high-end car market is good in Los Angeles, it's okay in Dallas. And the automobile crowd, like the big three in Detroit, like to be around the more Hollywood crowd. Trust me, there's no better advertising than get your car on film or on TV.
Still gonna sell Maseratis?
Yeah, I'm building a new shop in Santa Fe Springs in LA. Trust me, I'm building a new kind of car. The thought came to me when I was in Europe. If you could shoehorn a V8 Ford engine into a Great British chassis, you'll have the muscle and balance. The Allard body is known for its braking, suspension, and shocks. That's what the Europeans are good at, and that's what the Europeans need in their crowded streets. But you gotta go American if you want the heart and soul of the car to be reliable.
Holy shit. Shell, are you crazy? You mean to tell me you're trying to compete with Ford, Chrysler, and GM?
I won't be competing with them because they're so stuck in their corporate mud they won't even begin to know how to compete with me. I'm gonna be building high-end racing cars that can take on even the Ferraris.
Yep, you're crazy, Shell. Why not use the engine from a Mercedes-Benz? Isn't the Ford V8 a gas guzzler?
Sure, it takes gas, but that's exactly what us Americans have. The flathead V8 has evolved to embrace power. You're going to need a big stable. I mean over 300 horsepower if you want to win. Those German bubble cars in regards to their engines haven't exactly evolved since the 1913 taxicabs.
You're not worried about people not buying at all?
Gosh, Ed, people be flipping their wallets out faster than a Colt when they see a jet-propelled car that can go from 0 to 60 in 6. People love breaking limits, having fun, and excitement. Our boxy, fat American cars are like Dolesville. Trust me, I know I'm onto something.
Well, you got me, but heard that your Texas family isn't too good right now.
Yeah, Gina and I are through for good. She's got the kids, and I just feel like this life in Texas has been killing me. I need to start over.
Then, my hairdresser said that Patty Cooper, who knew Natalie Wood, said that she was coming to the party. Imagine, Carol, meeting the girl who played Maria on West Side Story. I don't know. Maybe I should wear my new Pierre Cardin or my Andre Courage. I just love the new sheath dress look. Or maybe I'll just look too much like Audrey Hepburn. Now, remember, I'll need your new Cobra if I'm going to get a lunch date with someone important, filled with gas this time. And I'm going to need $200 for my hair and $100 for my nails. We'll have this whole Hollywood thing figured out, love. You're gonna dazzle them going to and coming from work, and I'm gonna dazzle Americans on screen at night for their entertainment.
Jan, you're gonna have a great acting career one day, and I might have a friend who can help. But you gotta remember that people are fickle. They change their moods every day. Actresses have to keep looking and acting fresh. Cars always need upgrades. My Cobras didn't just start winning because we slipped a V8 into an AC. We developed suspension arms that are considerably stronger than the average British chassis, reinforced it with plating, added stiffer springs. We just keep getting better and better. You gotta keep up with the race. And Jan, I'm not always so sure you're keeping up.
Well, you should know about the fickleness factor. In fact, you should be the expert. I'm just wondering why you went off with Jimmy Cheer's wife the other night.
Oh, hell, Jan, I was drunk. You know nothing happened.
Are you drunk at work too? I hear you and your new secretary, Joan Sherman, are getting along famously.
Who the hell is telling you lies about this?
It's gonna be a brave new world, isn't it? You and I.
It is so annoying. We created the great American sports car, our beloved Corvette, and it wins everything. And this little parasitical company that hangs around racetracks comes and deprives us of our glory.
I don't really know what we at GM can do. Carroll Shelby's damn Cobras weigh only a single ton, a third less than the Corvette. And they're such a small company that they can evolve super quickly. They're not trying to find ways to reduce cost or to appeal to Americans. They're only trying to find ways to win.
Well, John, I asked you to come because you seem to have your hand on the pulse of the new generation. What are we going to do about it?
Mr. Donner, it seems to me that we could certainly talk to Shelby, bring him in, let him monkey around with the Corvette, but, you know, that's silly. Our wonderful sports show on TV, Route 66, spotlights the Corvette not as the loud hot rod of some Marlboro cowboy. Rather, it is the escape vehicle, the yearning to be free vehicle, the blowing in the wind vehicle. It is the vehicle where youth makes a statement. Young people today are getting tired of the rat race.
Well, GM became the dominant car manufacturer by not excluding people. How can we satisfy both the beatniks and the speed cowboys?
Brand identity, Fred. It's not that we're being excluding, just prophetic. The Cobra is old school. It's an amalgamation of risks, something that in this nuclear era, Americans are trying to get away from.
Well, go ahead and sound out the good old boy and see what he has to say.
I'd be glad to, sir. And yeah, we might at least find out in what direction that crowd is heading.
Mr. Ford, our company needs a halo car. One with class, speed, and the innate sensation of it being superior. This car must be #1 in handling, acceleration. Something so obviously superior to the Corvette, GM will have nowhere to turn.
Yes, you would think that Americans would get tired of that Corvette eye candy by now. What a sham. Maybe we should burst General Motors' bubble and offer a true racer.
Well, there's this case with Carroll Shelby and his Cobras. Shelby's a little more than a goddamn cowboy, tinkering around with people's achievements. I'll give him this though, he's got quite the network in Europe and America. He's brought together this new concept. He's getting orders. I'm thinking we could co-opt him. He must have a price. Bring him in on board. It will be good in the sense that our new Mustangs already have that strong Western feeling. Shelby would just add a little bit more authenticity to it.
I like that. We got to watch these American racers who are attracting attention. If someone becomes famous like Shelby, we could start offering a raft of high-performance parts with his name on it, from intake manifolds to valve covers. We could offer bits and pieces of racing allure to those poor Joes who could only afford bits and pieces.
Exactly. We could sell a Mustang with the Shelby gearbox, or maybe add a little bit of Shelbynism to a Thunderbird.
Whoa, like the hat. My parents were immigrants from Austria-Hungary. They like Ginotri though. Your ancestors go pretty far back, I imagine?
Hell yes. My family has a long tradition in Northeast Texas.
Where'd you go to school?
The San Antone Aviation Cadet Center. It's where I learned how to fly and taught others how to fly in World War II.
I won't ask where San Antone is, but what I mean is, where did you go to college?
College? The war was the best college of all. Now, let me show you what we're really here for. My Cobra.
Mr. Shelby, I like the hat. You know, my father was a cowboy at heart, though he drove more motorcycles than did horses. Busted ass a few times. He didn't let me get one of my own.
Well, I'm sure your daddy at least probably appreciated the thrill of travel. Everywhere in America is somewhere else and you can only get there by car. Why shouldn't the way be exciting?
I respect that. I also respect your Cobras. With their British AC bodies, prettiest thing to hit our shores from Europe besides my Italian mother.
Mr. Iacocca, this is the car that's going to get people like your mama and daddy into your showrooms.
Well, my parents were practical with their money, as I'm sure most Americans are.
Do we want to win, or do we want to give drivers the sensation of the real power America possesses? Or do we just want to escape into a dreamland? Look, I know you want to win, and I know you want to sell.
How about this? $50 million for the rights of your Cobra. Take you on the easy road. What's so bad about that?
If my purpose in life is to give Americans a glimpse of what they want and they turn it down, I'm alright with that. But I'm not going to sell my company to a bunch of losers.
Mr. Shelby, you're amazing. Detroit comes on bended knee and offers you a free trip to Candy Mountain, and you deny us. I respect that.
Well, that's yet another interesting prototype there, Mr. Shelby. But you know, of course, you won the 1959 Le Mans with a British Aston. You've been winning Sebrings and Daytonas and all sorts of other prestigious races in the last few years with your Cobras. But why, after a whole year that we've given you our best engineers and thrown millions of dollars, did we not win the last 24 hours of Le Mans?
The 24 hours of Le Mans is too long a race in my opinion. Up until now, it's only been highlighting the kinks in the durability of our parts that we haven't yet worked out. Now, you may think that's a problem, but we're working out the bugs. Look, the most important thing is that Enzo Ferrari is hardly celebrating, guzzling champagne under a fig tree. You know, their people are scared. And one fact is sure, down the Mulsanne Strait, we're smoking them every time. Our Cobra engineers and Cobra power to weight are second to none. Now, if Lee can just give me a little more leeway with the head gasket and clutch problems, I guarantee we'll sweep him at Le Mans next year.
Mr. Ford, I'm not quite ready to sign on with Mr. Shelby's interpretation. We had 11 Fords present at the last Le Mans, all with slightly different configurations. Yet, the 12 Ferraris, even the Porsches, are getting all the glory. Our 6 Ford Cobras all conquer. Our Cobra GTs did a little better. However, I'm willing to cover a little more ground on the gearbox, the dry shaft, even the gasket issue, if Mr. Shelby thinks he can produce a winner.
I do.
So, we can give you just one more year of this kind of experimentation. You think, then, that you can win the next Le Mans?
Absolutely.
You two boys make me damn proud. The 1-2-3 finish of our 4 GT40s in the last 24 hours of Le Mans brought tears in my eyes.
Well, Mr. Ford, now that you have the best cars, I think you're going to sell the most cars. We just need to let the Mustangs emulate the GT40s, and all your customers will feel like winners.
Mr. Ford, thank you for believing in Mr. Shelby and me. Isn't that amazing how we can now both appeal to the average consumers and advertise the most perfect cars on earth? As the car is not only the epitome of American exports, as well as American industry.
Yeah, you know, Ford, would you remind me? Ford is the essential automobile, Lee. Yes. Just look the way it brings together a Texas cowboy and a son of Italian immigrants. What you two are bringing to pass, and what I foresee, and something I've hoped for since I've been a teenager, is a day when we will surpass General Motors as the #1 car maker in the world. In fact, I gotta share with you a little champagne. Champagne, I said. Yeah. I've got to show you a little toast if you don't mind. I've had this daydream. It's a patriotic daydream that will make our country the greatest country on earth, and I believe will make you two the richest men in the whole world. This is it, okay? In 1929, my grandfather, Henry Ford I, sold half of the automobiles that were sold on the planet. Why? Because he had the perfect brand. He had the perfect automobile. You two have created the perfect automobile. We have the perfect brand. Gentlemen, we could do the same.
Well, congratulations, Lee. President of Ford Motor Company. What an accomplishment.
Carol, take a seat.
I'm sorry to prevail on your neighborliness. Just I couldn't reach her through the corporate boys in Detroit. And besides, I'm living in this Homely Hills area too.
Well, when you have over 250,000 employees, you kind of have to screen people like crazy. Now, Carol, I know you believe my ascension has something to do with our victories, but, well, take a look at this book.
Unsafe at any speeds. The design and dangers of the American automobile. Well, while he's got a point, we all care about the bottom line, but a lot of that safety obsession stuff is all trash.
Carol, a book isn't trashy if it has seatbelt regulations in 49 states. I mean, it's making us in Detroit rethink our entire business. And I'm sorry to tell you, but we're not really into the speed business anymore. In fact, we foresee some challenges regarding oil. Now at Ford, we're not addicted on oil, but our cars are. And of course, there's these allegations of our cars producing smog.
Well, I've always thought the best car safety device is a cop in the rear view window.
Well, we're gonna have to go beyond that. And I'm sorry to say this, we're gonna have to go beyond everything you believe. Ford is gonna have to cut ties with American, Shelby American.
And I'll do it my way.
So Shelby's been laying low on the car business.
Yeah, I guess he got mad at the Arab kingdoms trying to gouge out the oil prices.
Well, what's he been up to then?
Defaulted on the business and then went big game hunting of all things in Africa.
Whoa, hold on. Is this some type of Teddy Roosevelt stunt he's trying to pull?
You hit it on the head. Big macho Carol Shelby. Can't just sit around doing nothing. Gotta go do something dangerous.
Was he right wing?
One would think, but nope. His customers, some of them, yeah, but not him.
Well, what happened?
He went and tried to get some of the best hunters all over Africa. Started setting up shop in Angola first, and then Central African Republic. Tried to find a good place where he could bag a zebra and not have to worry about hitting a kid by accident.
And he didn't get shot by some communist or poacher?
He almost did, actually. A couple Cubans tried to set up a communist regime in Angola, almost bushwhacked him. Then he almost had a heart attack in the brush. Said some miracle pill that one of his friends gave him saved his life.
It's almost like that book, Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. It's almost like he was trying to relay a message.
Yeah, but at least he made money on it and now he's home in LA. Gotta be stressful for that big hunt. I'm glad he's home.
So why do I have to stay at the bloody airport for 2 hours waiting for our bloomin' luggage while you rush off for a pub crawl with some bloke? I'm still packing a sack. Are you some kind of Muppet or something, eh?
What do you New Zealanders even mean by Muppet?
It's like you're a kind of wanker, man. And I'm a little too angry as...
Look, you little ingrate. I marry you, make you an American citizen, clothe you in millions, all in a time when you'd be lucky to be flipping burgers.
Yeah, right. I don't need this. I've had heaps of mates and I don't need you.
Look, come on, we're both just doing our own thing. We'll get the hang of it. Haven't we had terrific times together?
Get your bloody hands off me!
Look, first thing you wanted to do after we got married is move to Beverly Hills. And we did that. Then you wanted to live in a penthouse because of your allergies. And we did that. Now you're telling me you don't want to use the elevator?
Like, I totally don't dig the tone of your voice.
But we searched for 3 solid days to find a place with a nice balcony. You don't enjoy that anymore?
Like, how can I? It's like walking out into a tornado outfit. It makes my hair look like a frickin' mop.
What's next? A desert? A yacht? Maybe you'd like a place on the moon.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna need some time to think about this. I mean, like, I don't think my mind can handle all this pain you're throwing at me. I can't live with all this fascist bullshit.
I read the contract and I understand it. Thank you for the signing bonus. But I will say, I do not mind the terms at all, Mr. Shelby. I find you a most attractive man.
Well, I can't tell you how happy I am to hear that, but we got to remember the part that marriage isn't going to have any part of this. I've been burned before, and I don't even want to hear you mentioning the term.
Well, what about the word love? Can I mention that?
No, that ain't going to be in your vocabulary either. I mean, I'm glad that we can be professional people in a professional relationship without suing each other, but if we're going to live together, we're going to know the rules.
See, I really appreciate you, not just for the plane ride, but for driving me clear out here to my new Camp County ranch.
Oh, it's no problem. You don't actually live out here by Titus. So, what's it got that you're out here ranching in Camp County?
Well, I'm from here. I was born in Leesburg in 1923 and only moved to Dallas when I was 7. And I have some experience with ranching.
Oh, really? Where is that?
A few thousand miles in the ghost town of Terlingua, which is near the Big Bend National Park, West Texas Ranch.
Oh, how's it been reconnecting with your childhood and all that?
You know, I've been going so far and fast all my life, it's been hard to find a place to call home.
I understand that. So, you got a mom and dad and aunt or two out here?
Well, my parents were both born in Franklin County, and they're gone now. They came back to Leesburg in the end, and you know, I think it was the congestion, the traffic. There's just too much clutter and people. But I'm having the same problem. It's just all the lawsuits, the inquiries, the bean counters. I need some kind of filter or I'll never truly enjoy what I want to do, which is designing new cars.
I understand. So what's it about designing cars that got you so infatuated?
I like to give people the ability to go somewhere in a hurry and to enjoy the ride while doing it.
Ain't that the best?
What the hell are you talking about, Bob? They don't? Oh, damn those EPA lawyers.
Now, Carol, we have to look at the bigger picture. Do you know who's going to be buying Dodge Vipers? It's the 50-something-year-olds that are going through a midlife crisis. It's the dentists who want to show that they're making something. I don't think we're going to see this new generational wealth you envision. We don't even make those damn engines.
You don't think 50-something-year-olds have anything particularly urgent going on in their lives? To be prompt, having the hustle to beat the competition, showing some eagerness in the face of the odds. That's what America's all about. Thought even your father understood that. Lee, speed is the answer to all our problems. You just gotta tell your damned engineers to start listening to me.
I don't need to. You know, Carol, you and I both know what hard work is. You and I both know how to give consumers what they want and how to confuse the feds. But there's something you and me don't have in common. Is that my people, including my father, accepted limits. They accepted speed signs, and they respected laws that protected them. They didn't mind living out in a fantasy, because they often knew that reality was too hard. But you like danger. And you like big spending and gambling. And you think you can live out here in the West by yourself, but you can't. Yeah, did take this letter for me. Dear Mr. Shelby, we appreciate the support you have given the Viper, making it the jewel of our Chrysler crown. Your support has helped Chrysler make the biggest comeback in automobile history. I'm not going to deny that our association with you has been valuable, and we have tried compensating you fittingly for that association. In the end, though, the managers of the Viper have decided they'd rather listen to a newer generation of engineers and designers. We'd truly like to keep you in the loop. However, I'm sorry to say that we cannot elevate you onto the board for the Viper team.
Mr. Shelby, you must have the worst heart I've ever seen in my entire career. You must have had at least 40 heart attacks in the last decade.
How long was I dead?
Well, technically, not a very long time. The operation, however, took 8 hours.
My God, that's as long as a stint at Le Mans. I'm sure glad you didn't crash.
Yeah, there were a couple things that had us jumping, but thankfully we were able to get everything done. You now have the heart of an 11-year-old boy who died at this exact same hospital for unrelated reasons. And thanks to his wonderful parents, we were able to get that transplanted into you. How do you feel?
I will say that I'll come out of this with a new reverence for God. I should not have lived.
Okay, Mr. Shelby. We'll get some more tests and then we'll get you out of here. Thank you.
Michael, no father could expect the kind of sacrifice I'm asking you to make. As you already know, I'm setting you up financially and medically. Yes, I will meet with your mother, and I respect you giving her that right.
How can you imperil the life of our son, Michael, by asking for his kidney?
Gene, because of my heart transplant, I have to be sure my body doesn't reject the kidney, and Michael's is the best bet. It's the only way I can stay alive. I could stay on dialysis, but I would rather take my own life than do that. Whatever my limitations as a father, I'm going to be a really good provider. Michael will be set for life. He and I have both talked to the Mendez brothers of Los Angeles. They're actually twins, both top physicians, and they have done over 1,000 successful transplant kidney surgeries.
Paying your son off to risk his life? How many nights did I have to stay up doing the dishes, making the grocery list, and helping Michael with his homework, all while his dad wanted to go out and live his own life?
Gene, the heart operation convinced me that I've made my mistakes in life. It might interest you to know that I now pray every day. And I'm so impressed with the Mendez brothers in a way I was never impressed with Trento. Trento couldn't resist pouring his toxic dye down me so he could see what was going on. This damn dye was toxic to my kidneys and I should sue his ass off. If you want me to, I'll sue him, and even give the money I'll win to you and the kids if you want.
Sue the man who saved your life and gave you a new heart? Carol, I'm not here for the money, I'm here for Michael. And I think I'm even here for you in a weird way. Can't you see how selfish you have been? It is not too late to repent and ask God to help you through the rest of your life.
Gene, I have my own religious values now. Stop using your own religion to persecute mine.
Oh, isn't that sweet? You have your own religion, and your own religion evidently allows you to take your own life. And your own religion allows you to steal, doesn't it? I've been reading the papers, you know. I see where you tried to counterfeit your own cars and barely slid out of being prosecuted. There's some legal California loophole. I wonder with all of your other customers with their original Cobras, what they thought about that.
Well, the Los Angeles Times hates me and every other car person, so go ahead and believe their take on the matter. The point is, I saw the opportunity. Ford, Dodge, the counterfeiters have cheated me out of millions. But I'm going to have the resources to ensure that our children and grandchildren, and even other deserving kids and young people beyond them, are not in need.
Carol, you may be talking to God, but are you actually listening to Him? Are you attending church and reading the Bible?
I know who God is, Gene, more than ever. Now stop it. Is this cross-examination over? You know I'm going to do well for our children, and I've done well for this country which I love. I've even given you a fairly decent amount of alimony and want to help. Why women like you can't do the math and figure out that I'm a pretty decent guy? Well, I'll never figure that out. Lena, you're a true prototype. All the other women in my life seem to have this negativity. Maybe it's because you're a Virgo that you're best suited to be in a relationship with a Capricorn.
That could be part of it. One of my favorite guys was a Capricorn. But I think you're a small-town guy at heart, and I'm a small-town girl. We still like the best things in life, and I like your Texas farm. Somehow, we were meant for one another.
Now, I like the way you take care of our miniatures, our Philabella horses. Giving them an apple a day certainly keeps the vet away. I do, however, wish you'd take more to our Brahmin cattle.
Well, I love horses, but cows are man's work. Even with the horses, I need more help. I don't really like forcing them to mate, or caring for them in childbirth. It's dangerous. I wonder if we could hire someone to do that.
Lena, I'm sorry I got so angry last night. I do appreciate you for what you are, and I do think you are intelligent. Very intelligent. Just quit getting so damn upset with me. It doesn't make any sense, though, when you say that you're bored and I'm away too much. Believe me, you're not helping me with my job. When you embrace cars, you embrace the toughest part of American capitalism. You Europeans should learn that nothing comes easily. But I do love the way you take care for our Philabellas. Look, I've got the money. You can have your caretaker. Isn't there enough there for you to do? Hello? You saw what? No.
Are you Mr. Shelby?
That's me.
Well, I heard your wife, or girlfriend, had a terrible accident. Mr. Shelby, please accept my sympathies.
Well, thank you. Yes, I'm alone again. That's why I'm here paying the water bill. She had been attending to that.
It's great to have you back in our community, Mr. Shelby. I'm sorry this had to happen.
It was a fluke. She was just going to feed the horses.
I bet you can't guess who I was named after.
Who?
You.
What?
Yeah, my father loved Mustangs, and being from East Texas and knowing that you had quite a hand in their making, my father named me after you. My name is Shelby Rust.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
It's good to see you again, Shell. It's been a while. How have things been with Chrysler?
I sowed a lot of wild oats there, Ed. I had ideas, you know, new kinds of wheels made out of something they call plastic fantastic, different kinds of suspension arms, chrome-plated shocks for better handling, but they compromised everything.
You tried finding an old Dodge Shelby one, an actual one. None of them look like something you'd do.
Exactly. They're all just a bunch of nickel rockets bearing a mere notion of the idea I had. They even had me work on a pickup truck that they scaled back to 175 horsepower. I talk about a pathetic truck. Well, it passed the emissions test, and I got a good paycheck, but I like to think that I brought a bit of excitement into the lives of Americans.
Well, now that you're done with that stunt, why not come back to Dallas?
More and more, I find myself getting closer to the land of my birth in Camp County.
Take it you didn't like California then?
That's where the action was at, and it worked out for me. Even Iacocca was a neighbor of mine in Bel Air, though he was a traitor in the end. The California physicians really only care about image, and the LA Times was out for my blood. I even had my spouse Cynthia, who was a wife from hell. She was one of those valley girls, so I don't quite have much keeping me in California besides the shop.
Well, doesn't anybody remember you back in Camp County?
The people of Northeast Texas, the few on earth that remember me who I truly am. Or let me put it another way. The paparazzi and journalists of Southern California just treat me as the enemy. Northeast Texas appreciates me as one of them.
Well, I guess that's your home then. It's good to see you.
Bert, I'm really glad you called me. I really enjoy getting to visit with your family. You two have a nice little college here.
Well, Carol, we appreciate that. You know, with our relationships that we have with Pittsburgh and Dangerfield and Mount Pleasant, NTCC really is a community college. And because we're so young, we started in 1985, we're still quite open to very innovative programs. And I know you mentioned your friends with Bo Pilgrim. It's still amazing to me that we have the world's largest poultry producer in our district. You know, he's been quite an active partner in helping us provide affordable education.
Now, Mr. Shelby, as I understand it, you have children that are all grown up now, and then you have grandchildren in college.
Yes, I'm paying for one of them now at Caltech. I should know considering it's $50 grand a year.
50 grand would pay for 20 students in for 1 year at our college.
How much does Pilgrim pay?
About 50,000.
Would that amount be helpful to you for the automotive program? I've known plenty of young people who can't complete higher education out of high school. Automotive is such a lucrative career window that I want to give a scholarship for young people that further develop skills and there's a resume in that field.
You know, that would be amazing. I mean, we could even name the program after you.
Done. My foundation will immediately begin giving you $50,000 per year. My idea is that it will go towards the Shelby Automotive Program. You know, Herb, one thing I regret in life, I never did attend college.
Yeah, but your life experience has given you an education of a completely different sort. For example, some of the deals you've made would confound the smartest minds.
Yeah, though, I've had to deal with hundreds of bank counters, accountants, lawyers, doctors. I've tried my best to befriend them, and I have, but something about not having that collegiate experience really kept me from seeing eye to eye with those people. I could never relate to them as I really wanted.
You know, but that's not always the case, because you and I relate to one another. We've become great friends and see eye to eye on a lot of things. And you know, even if I get this position in Alabama that I'm up for right now, we'll stay in touch and still be friends.
Well, I'll miss you, Herb, if you do get that. I'm wearing myself out just trying to stay alive. Spend 6 hours a day just on therapy and pills.
As much knowledge as you have about the car business, even a few hours a day are going to be very productive.
Damn Bel Air, California, and all those snobs like Lee Iacocca who never mentioned me in their autobiography. I belong back here, in East Texas, where cows can nibble till their heart's content. I remember the girl who sold me this ranch, Mary Lou Russell, a real cowgirl. Kinda cute. The women in my life never understood me. The problem is that women are like some of those tail-fin Chryslers of the early 60s. They're slow about time, and they're all show. I could use a woman right now, though. God, I'm alone. Why? Corporations have inherited the earth, and they're bent on selling people fantasies. Iacocca should have worked for Walt Disney. As for those LA doctors, they would have killed and put me in formaldehyde if they could have exhibited me as one of their triumphs. But you know, here in East Texas, there's still some real people, and I need to help them. My Baptist buddy Bo Pilgrim invited me to his Bible study. He paid our favorite college $50,000 a year. Hell, I can do more. I'll sustain the payments into perpetuity. These pills are awful. I'll honor the kind of people who still respect me, forever. Who don't mind watching Fox News or risking their life for their country, racing automobiles, delimiting big government, or wearing cowboy boots and having chili out on the range. Maybe some of my special Shelby chili. Not like some of those weird-ass Californians. The kind of people who go to universities and read 543 books and don't know a widget from a wangdoodle. Still, I don't quite get it. My whole life has been about speed and getting ahead of everything and everyone. But now my only home is here. In the past? God, I'm glad you're on the same track with me, racing side by side. But who exactly are you again?
Jean Shelby died in Dallas only 4 months after her only husband, Carol. She remained a devoted mother of Shelby's grandchildren, Mike, Pat, and Sharon, as well as acting as caretaker of their 6 grandchildren and 6 great-grandchildren. Known as Shelby's movie star wife, Jan Harrison appeared in many episodes of the early 1960s TV show Sea Hunt. She was able to annul her marriage to Shelby and remarry her first husband. Having a talent for interior design, she later remodeled a hotel that Shelby owned for a time in California. Lena Dahl, a native of Stockholm, was missed by many friends in the Swedish community of Los Angeles. Shelby's tombstone in Leesburg alludes to Lena's death near their Camp County farm. Lee Iacocca is today regarded as one of the most important figures of automotive history. His rescue of Chrysler in the 1980s and the development of the K-car platform was an important part of the 1980s economic revival. Iacocca continued to reside in Bel Air, California until his death in 2019. John DeLorean, like Carroll Shelby, started his own high-end car company named after himself. In 1973, he announced his plan to build stainless steel cars with gull-wing doors. However, after much hype, 8 years passed before DeLoreans went on the market, and the model sold poorly. In 1982, a federal agent videotaped DeLorean agreeing to sell $24 million of cocaine. He later was exonerated as the case was ruled police entrapment. Shelby Rust still lives in Pittsburgh and sells artisanally crafted hand soap downtown on Jefferson Street. Dr. Herbert Rydell left NTCC in 2009 after several years of distinguished service. He served as president of the Lurleen B. Wallace Community College in Alabama from 2009 to 2019. He currently enjoys life on his South Carolina farm. Carroll Shelby died in Baylor Hospital in Dallas in June of 2012. His transplanted heart lasted a phenomenal 22 years. He should best be remembered as the emissary of the muscle car. The muscle car in North America and Australia is a cross between a sports car and a racer. They are like the proverbial muscle man on the beach who kicks sand in the face of a beautiful girl's boyfriend and convey a macho image. Thus, males drive them in James Bond's Goldfinger and Taylor Swift's video Blank Space. The most expensive American car ever sold in an auction was a Shelby Cobra, which netted $14 million in 2016. In 2019, the Academy Award-winning sports drama film Ford vs. Ferrari featured actor Matt Damon playing the role of Carroll Shelby. The Shelby Foundation continues to provide a rich endowment for automotive scholarships at NTCC. NTCC remains the only institution of higher learning in the world that can legally use the Shelby name.